Alright, welcome back to the Rebirth of Danger and Violence Extreme. Dave. Yeah, this is episode 1. We're gonna do the Hardcore Reborn 2020 event. However, before I do that, there's a few things I need to do, or tell you guys about. So, I should have waited a little bit before doing the Dave episode 0, because, I did a few test runs with Dave, and having Dave be that popular was too detrimental to us because anyone I could hire just could not carry the company beyond that. It was always something like we didn't have enough stars, we lost popularity. I did 3 different tries each time, no matter what I did. So I went down, when I created the company, instead of having it at easy difficulty, I went down to medium, and I also changed our product up just a little bit, because our product was full popularity. Now it's anti-establishment hardcore. It might actually be the same. I don't know. But I think popularity, depending on what gets the best rating, is performance over popularity. Well, I don't know why they would change that. I couldn't find anything of filter like performance over popularity. So, yeah, there's that. So there's our product. So I changed it down to medium difficulty when I created the company, and our popularity is now 40 everywhere in America, and I don't think we have shit in Canada anymore, which that makes the most sense to me. So instead of being at number 4 in the world, we're at number 9. I know that's a big drop, but we need to if I'm ever gonna survive with this fucking company. So, and I need to get this off of my chest while I can. This new push system fucking sucks, alright? Some people think it's better, and that's fine, but it sucks so bad in my opinion. Okay, so you know how I said I would have Skull to Bones as one of my road agents? Well, because that man's an 81, he's considered a major star, which is the stupidest fucking thing that I've ever heard. Why on earth are road agents and people you aren't going to see on TV considered stars? So that means whenever I tried to use one of my actual wrestlers, it would be like, no, you don't have enough stars because Skull to fucking Bones is there, so I couldn't use him. The system would be fine if it would filter out between who's actually wrestling and who isn't. Because that just fucks you over if you, I don't know. Hopefully this will be better. So, oh, fuck, I didn't actually do a test run with this. If you're seeing this, then it went out. It went okay. I think we'll do fine, though. I think we'll do fine. So here's our roster. Thanks to anybody that commented suggesting a name. 3 people did. 2 of them I've signed. I've signed Top Dollar and Mobstar. We're gonna be teaming him up with Gravedigger to, for our tag division. And then someone else wanted me to get Hardcore McAvatar. I checked his stats. He's really good. However, personally, using the avatars is kind of weird for me since they're, non-canon. It'd be like if, in the real world mods, they'll have user characters that haven't debuted in the, fucking actual wrestling yet. It's like I've seen Conor McGregor before. You can use Conor McGregor. That's fine if you're fine with it. It's weird to me. So I'm not going to be using the avatars. So, here's our roster. We have Acid, Akima Brave, Bradford Peveril, Bustacap, Callie Slick, Chris Caulfield, Dallas McWade, and Dean McWade. I know I said that I wasn't going to be signing these guys, but after doing those test runs, it was clear I needed guys that had some popularity. So if you ever see someone that's super fucking old, it's because they're popular, and they're decent at brawling or hardcore. Doug Peak, Eric Tyler, and JD Morgan are our road agents, and Francis Long and Matthew White are our referees. Frankie Perez, Frantic Ali, Frederique, and Handsome Stranger, we're going to team up. We're going to bring back Flex and Pex. I'm going to change their names from Frederique and Handsome Stranger to something else. So there's that. They're not going to be Flex and Pex, but that will be their team name. We have Gravedigger, Greasehog, Java, Knuckles, Latino Fear, Leadbelly, Madman Boone, Mexicane, Mobstar, Pablo Rodriguez, Saeed Ali, Shady K, Tennessee William, Toma, Top Dollar, Tribal Warrior, and Xavier Reckless. And that's our roster. So those are the guys that are going to be on, maybe not all of them, but most of them will be on the Hardcore Reborn event. And speaking of events, I should probably tell you guys, this is going to be our TV show. It won't be every Sunday. It'll just be Sunday for this 1 week, and then we'll move it back to Wednesday. I don't remember what it was. Whatever it was in the 2005 database I had, I think that was Wednesday. So there's that. It's Dave Danger Zone TV. That's the actual name. Hardcore Reborn. So not every event, will be on Monday, week 1. Except for a few exceptions, being Total Disruption and Attitude Adjustment. They're going to be a little off because I brought back the Extreme Doubleheader. So I don't want to have like fucking 8 weeks of build. I think that'd be a little too much. So we're going to have, I think it's 5 weeks of build to Total Disruption and then 6 weeks of build to the Extreme Doubleheader. And I think that would help me a lot. So for any of those familiar with the Dave events, some of these are brought back. Some of these were actual Dave events. I think Counterculture was. Total Disruption, I think, was. The Extreme Doubleheader was. Attitude Adjustment, I thought was so fucking funny that Adam Ryland put an event called Attitude Adjustment before John Cena even started calling his finisher the Attitude Adjustment. So I had to bring that in. The annual Wrestle Rave is going to be our WrestleMania. The alternate showcase is going to be like our, I guess, next event then. And then I moved Cold Day in Hell from March to December because there was a December pay-per-view called Christmas with the Devil. But if I wanted to put it on Christmas, it would fuck with the schedule, so I just changed Cold Day in Hell. Some of them I've made myself, and the 2 that I remember making were King of Hardcore. So I guess from the build in February, we're actually going to have this tournament to crown the King of Hardcore every year. And then I made Soul Survivor, which is like a Royal Rumble. And I know I did a Royal Rumble for my SWF save, but I really fucking love Royal Rumbles. And I think you guys like them too. So every time I do a save, we will have some sort of Royal Rumble. They're just fun for me to make. So those are our events. Our teams, I'm not going to add them right now because that'd take a long time, but we're going to have Brown Pride, Latino Fear and Mexicane, Dead Man Walking, Mobstar and Gravedigger. Savage Fury will not be teams despite availably being teams. Flex and Pex, I'm going to make their names Flex and Pex because I feel like as heels, people will want to see them get the shit kicked out of them if their names are Flex and Pex. Kind of like that Tennessee William idea. Dirty White Boys, the McWade Brothers, and I didn't actually know the Samoan Pitbulls were a team. I do now, but I don't think we're going to be using them. We might. Eventually we might, but as of right now, we won't. They might team up on the first show, but they won't be like a active team. They'll be single stars. I don't have any stables yet. I want to build stables. I don't want to just make stables and then be like, you guys know these guys. You know, I want to have a story building to a stable eventually. So, house shows. We don't run house shows because you have to be medium size. I think that's it. Our titles, though. I haven't made titles yet, but we're going to have 2 titles to start off. And the story is that because of the closure of Dave, Phil Vibert wants a completely clean slate with these titles. So no more Brass Knuckles, no more Extreme, no more Unified, no more Tag. We're going to have the World title and the Lords of the Ring. And I'm naming this one after the old event that Dave used to run. So there you go. The Lords of the Ring is going to be the tag titles, by the way. I should have said that. I think that's it for this little introduction where I needed to say why we're suddenly 9th in the world. So that's it. There's going to be a cut, and then the show will already be booked. So, yeah, don't know when it's going to cut. Usually, it cuts me off, so I hope that doesn't fucking happen. Alright, we're here with the booking screen. The whole match is done. It's booked. Not the match, the show. There is a few things I do need to say in between the opening and this episode. Not this. What am I saying? Basically, so I had to move the date over again. So instead of happening on the Saturday, this is happening on the Sunday, because if I didn't do that, then a lot of our talent would be working elsewhere, which I don't get why. We're basically the biggest small company in America, but they're still working in other places, and they're not even like bookers and shit. Like, if they were the booker, I'd understand it, but they aren't. And normally I just storm through that. However, Pablo Rodriguez was one of those people, and Pablo, I'm not messing. I need Pablo for all my shows. So this is happening on a Sunday, and we're just not gonna have a Danger Zone TV week 1. All the other events, we can move them around whenever we want. But not events. I mean, the TV shows, we can record them any day we want and then air them on Wednesday. And it's the events that are kind of tricky to work around. So I just gotta hope that there's at least one day between Monday and Tuesday where none of my talent is working elsewhere. So there's that. I made this logo for Hardcore Reborn. I like it. And then the last thing is one event. I forgot to change the name of it, and I can't show you which one it is, but the event where I said we're going to have a tournament, we're not going to have that tournament. We're going to change the name of the tournament to the Nemesis Memorial Tournament. Okay, that name sucks, but there's going to be a Nemesis Memorial Tournament somewhere in here. Alright. And the show's booked, so we're in the Tri-State generic venue in the Tri-State. Let's go. We have one pre-show match between Top Dollar and Acid. This was a test match to see whether or not we could do regular matches. And apparently we can. We just can't use Acid. Oh, fuck. No. No. Fuck. Why you hating on Acid? Oh, shit. This is a great start. I did a few test runs. Not a few. I did one test run to see if I could actually come up with a grade that would, like, be higher than 50, and we did it super easily. So, it was a completely different card. I didn't just book this card and be like, I gotta check everything that's blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't cheat like that. I made a completely different card. It was just a test to see whether or not I can pull ratings. Alright, so we actually opened the show with Phil Bear and MC Motormouth. And he's alone in the ring. And he's like on the verge of tears. He's so happy that all these fans came out to support the new Dave. And he just opens it with, everybody, welcome to the new Danger and Violence Extreme. And then everyone goes apeshit, and then out comes Lee Bambino and MC Motormouth. Lee immediately goes to the announce desk as he's introduced. And MC Motormouth, he comes out, and he's going to be talking with Phil for this night, because I learned that Phil Bear is not as good as a promo as he used to be. Or at least he was never as good as a promo as I thought, and MC Motormouth is actually a good promo. So, they run down what matches we're going to see, and then they announce the main event. We will have Chris Caulfield, Pablo Rodriguez, Java, and Tribal Warrior in a fatal 4-way to determine the new Dave World Champion, which causes all men to not simultaneously, but eventually come down to the ring, and it becomes a back and forth. And Pablo seems to be furious that Java and Tribal Warrior are here, and he says, the hell are these two doing here? Oh, they're in this match because Phil wanted them, but he never signed them for the original Dave? Okay, and then Chris is like, Pablo, shut the hell up. I was here since day one. Who the hell do you think you are? And then a fist fight almost starts, and then Phil has to break it up. Before we get into our first match, which is the Dirty White Boys jobbing to Death Row. Did pretty well, actually. All things considered. 46 isn't bad. Except for the fact Greasehog and Leadbelly have terrible gimmicks now. And then after the match, Shady K and Knuckles, they're like, it's been a long time since we were in a company that was worth a damn. But we stuck together. We're Death Row, motherfucker. And we will live on forever. We may have not been in that tag match to determine the new Lords of the Ring Championship or whatever the fuck it's called. It doesn't matter what it's called because it's the tag titles and we won them. And eventually Knuckles, that was Shady K talking, Knuckles says, Death Row will live on forever, motherfuckers. Ain't nobody stopping us but ourselves. And immediately takes out Shady K. Everyone's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? These guys have been together forever. What the hell is this shit? Knuckles hits his, I don't know what his finisher is. He hits his finisher on Shady K. He grabs a mic and he starts yelling, Shady, I did all the fucking work in this tag team. You have done nothing. I got the win there. I got the win in our entire run in SWF. You have done nothing for Death Row. You're worthless. Throws the mic back at his face and leaves. Shady K and Knuckles just fucking making a feud now. Next segment we have the introduction to the new breed of Dave. Now, when I made this company, I said it's going to have some of those legends be at the top of the card for the beginning, but we're going to have some of these indie darlings become the mainstay, and this is what I'm talking about. Frankie Perez and Bradford Peverill, two of my favorite indie darlings in this game. Well, in the Cornellverse, but means the same thing, doesn't it? And we had Frankie Perez defeat Bradford Peverill in 10-13 by submission. And one thing I thought that was very funny was, I already went on my rant about why I hate the new push system, but a thing that I never brought up was how uneven it makes everything, right? So we only have one worker in between unimportant and well-known. I can't remember. I think that's recognizable, and that's Frankie Perez. We only have one. Everyone else is unimportant and is fucked. But, yeah, Frankie Perez is here. Next segment, we have Phil Bear and MC Motormouth. They bring out the new titles. They're all wrapped in black carpet kind of thing, like cloth. It's very ghetto looking. So, because, you know, Phil Bear, despite being a multimillionaire now, he still cheaps out on some shit. So Phil has one title, MC has two. And MC calls out Dallas McWade and Dean McWade, and then Flex Garcia and Pex Jimenez. I don't know if I said this. I changed Frederique and Handsome Stranger's names to Flex Garcia and Pex Jimenez, so that's why. So yeah, I think I said that, but I don't know. Just being sure now. So the four teams are like, the hell's going on here? And MC Motormouth is like, you two are gonna be competing in a title match right now, in a tables title match to determine the new, and then he pulls off the like sweatshirt things. One of them gets caught and it falls on the floor, and he just keeps going. The new Dave Lords of the Ring Championships. And the whole fucking, all four of them go, holy shit, that's fucking clean. Whoever came up with the idea to get new title belts is a genius. And Flex Garcia then takes the mic and he says, why are we even having a match? We all know that the bodybuilders, the boys, Flex and Pex are going over, motherfucker. And Flex just, he feels so excited because it's the first time he's been able to casually swear, and it doesn't seem too casual. Because, you know, SWF, it's national TV, is, despite him being a caricature of gay people, he could not swear. Alright, next segment. The match gets, holy shit, the match gets a 57. So that's, oh my god, Flex Garcia. Holy shit. Okay, yes, Flex and Pex defeat the McWade brothers because the McWade brothers are older than my grandfather. So, oh, it was an elimination match. No, it was a tables elimination? I did not realize it was tables elimination. I thought this was a tables match. Alright. Whatever, 57. Our first Dave Lords of the Ring champions are Flex and Pex. Next segment, it's a backstage segment. We see Java and Tribal Warrior. And they've been brothers. You know, they might have not always been in the same company at all the time, like the McWades or Death Row, but Java pulls Tribal Warrior aside and he's like, bro, alright, we have a huge advantage. All we gotta do is work together. Okay? And the fans are just booing this shit out of the building. They are disgusted by this attitude. They hate it. And Tribal Warrior says, alright, bro, who gets the title? Java says, we flip a coin. They begin to flip the coin, and then next segment, we have a triple threat. It's a three-way dance. I'm thinking fucking WWE. It's not WWE. That's just Dave, motherfucker. A three-way dance between Madman Boone, Doug Peak, and Akima Brave. That went 14-15. Cool. Akima Brave, incredible. That's why he went over. So, yep. Madman Boone and Doug Peak could just not keep up with the new blood. Our final segment, before the main event, everyone's in the ring for the Fatal 4-Way. They're all ready. And before the bell rings, he holds off the referee. He's like, stop, all right? Give me a microphone. The ref gives him a microphone. And he's like, I built this company. All right? And what have you guys done? Nothing. Once I came to Dave, I made Dave. I made Dave so popular it went out of fucking business. Java and Tribal Warrior are here. Where the fuck were they? Pride Glory? Oh, and they're in the title match because Phil wanted them in the first run? Get the fuck out of here. Chris Caulfield, you may have been here since day one or whenever the fuck you came in here, but you ain't shit, Chris. You ain't shit. I built this ring. I took it down, and now I'm back to build it once again. I'm going to be the first Dave World Champion. You're going to be in the fucking dust. All three of you. You fucking losers. And the bell rings, and then the three men jump him. So, apparently Pablo Rodriguez is the flavor of the month. I don't know what causes that, but that's cool. That did not happen in my test run, so that's awesome. But the main event, I'll hold off. So, in the main event, it's just a tussle, all back and forth. All of these matches have been hardcore except for the tables match, and this one's no different. And it's going well. Java and Tribal Warrior begin to pick up steam, and they've laid out Pablo on the side, and Chris Caulfield gets hit with one of them. And then it's clear at this point Java won the coin flip, right? So Java and Tribal Warrior, they hit his finisher, they pin Chris Caulfield. Chris Caulfield just kicks out. Tribal Warrior does not turn. And then Tribal Warrior and Java get laid out by Chris Caulfield. Eventually Pablo comes back in, takes out Chris. Java and Tribal Warrior take out Pablo. And before Java can do anything, Tribal Warrior's like, what the fuck was that? How is your finisher that fucking weak? Java's like, shut the fuck up, dude. We gotta do this. And then Tribal just kind of fucking socks his brother Java. I don't actually know if they're brothers, but they're homies. Like, they're almost brothers. Homies. Whatever. So, yeah, he socks Java. Then the two go into a brawl. And they're just brawling until almost the match ends. And Chris and Pablo go back and forth. And it's legendary. The fans go apeshit to see Chris Caulfield and Pablo Rodriguez go at it. Eventually, Chris Caulfield hits this major missile dropkick. But it's so powerful, Pablo goes out into the ring. And eventually, Java gets the better of Tribal Warrior and tries to sneak up on Chris Caulfield after this. But Chris Caulfield lays him out with whatever his finisher is. It's probably the Dreamer Driver. And then he wins. Chris Caulfield is your first ever Dave World Champion. And the vocal crowd was not thrilled to see Java. Fuck. I don't know how to fix that. Do I turn him heel? I don't know. But Dave is your first Chris Caulfield World Champion. No, Chris is your first Dave World Champion. And he ends the show celebrating. In this monstrous pop, he's celebrating. And before he can finish, Pablo grabs the mic and he says, "This isn't over, Chris." He throws it at Chris. He walks out, and Chris continues to celebrate, and the fans are going apeshit for Chris. and we end the show with a 60. Holy shit. A 60. I'm going to give a post-show speech to Pablo because he's fucking insane. Chris Caulfield, and then who got a surprisingly good rating in their match? 50. Damn. I'm going to give it to Flex Garcia. Told they're awesome, give him a hug, and then compliment on a good... No, yeah. There we go. Everyone seem pleased. You're not going to get them to be super happy after one show. Let's see if anything happens in the news, and if not, then... I gotta fucking edit this then. Shit. The Revolt formed. What the hell is this? Is this a new stable? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The Four Horsemen. The Four Horsemen of Mexico. Battle line. How come every time like a B show opens for another company, it's the stupidest fuck. Oh shit, we got 200,000 viewers. That's actually surprising since we're a smaller company. I think it's the TV deals. 0.4 203 buys, yeah. Wow. How come every time a major company opens a B show, it has the stupidest fucking name? Exodus had a tour. The show has been awesome. That's how it was received. And there we go. Alright, so, oh, actually, before I do that, I should change it. It's King of Hardcore. If you guys have a better name, Nemesis, I don't know how to spell it, but I'll fix it later. The Nemesis Memorial. Fuck, like, how do I end this? Tournament? The Nemesis Memorial Tournament? No. The Nemesis Hardcore Invitational. Alright, never mind. Don't come up with a better name. I really like this. Alright, you can, and if it's just the greatest name in the history of names, then it will come in. The Nemesis Hardcore Invitational. Will be held in March. Alright, that's good. So we're gonna have a tournament here. My phone's buzzing, so I mean something's going wrong. But I will see you guys in the... Oh, wow, we made fucking... Alright, I'm done. Okay. Next Danger Zone TV will be on Wednesday. We don't have anybody fucking... Yeah. So here's what I'm saying. So, essentially, let's say that we were holding the shows on Friday. We could just move the Danger Zone TV to a Wednesday and then just have it air on Friday. So, that's the flexibility I'm gonna have to make. Alright, there we go. I will see you guys in episode 2 of The Rebirth of Dave, where we will book our first Danger Zone TV. Yeah.